race down the hallway. I'd be right behind him. He'd be saying, "Come on, Murphy, come on, Murphy." I'd be there, 4 legs flying, slipping on the rug, upside down, feet in the air. Didn't know my up from down, my floor from sky. Well, the legs don't do it now, and nothing seems so urgent anymore. Someone drops a bit of food on the floor, it'll still be there when you get to it. The best one for dropping food on the floor, even back then, was the old fella. I'll tell you what you want to do. If you ever do come across an old fella like this, just set yourself down under his chair and keep your eyes open. You won't disappoint.
"Why is this flaming dog always hanging around?"
says the old fella. "I don't know," says the man. "I guess you're just his favourite."
"Stuff and nonsense, he's after me sandwich."
Well, that was a long time ago, back when it was just the man and me. Then a woman starts coming around. And she's all right. She'll sit next to you and scratch your ear, and she can't help giving you a little bit of whatever she's eating. And if she ends up taking your side of the bed and you have to sleep out on the rug, well, there's a bit of give and take in everything. Pretty soon she's here all the time. I'm getting rounder from all the snacks, and she's getting rounder too. Then comes the big day. They set the old fella down. "Dad," says the man, "we're having a baby." The old fella drops his old sandwich. "I told you it was a big day." Used to be, if I heard someone coming, I'd run to the door to be there before they got to it. Now I wait and see who's here before I get too excited. On this day, they come home with this little bundle. I get myself up one leg at a time. The woman says, "Come over here, Murphy. Come and meet Mary." And they show to me the tiniest little pink person. Her face all scrunched up so she can't even see her. Her hand, one of her hands, not even as big as a finger on the man. She smells fresh, like she'd just been made. Well, I don't know. I don't know who it was. But somehow you can tell that she's got no one in the world to look after her except the 3 of us. And you're going to give her everything she ever needs for as long as she's here.
"Why is this flaming dog always hanging around the baby?"
says the old fella.
"He thinks she's a big roll of roast beef."
"No, he doesn't," says the woman. "He's protecting her." Well, we get on well. We like the same things. She just likes to eat and sleep all day. And she's even better than the old fella for dropping food. She just sits up in the high chair, raining it down. And then she starts to walk. Not like the rest of them either. She does it properly on 4 legs. I've never seen a person so smart. And she's not too fast, but neither am I. I get this pain in my back now. Not all the time, but sometimes I just wake up that way and I can't get comfortable all day. I mean, I'll survive it. I'm here telling you the story, aren't I? And I'm telling you, the old fella and me, we both make it to the end. It's not that kind of story. But we both got aches and pains. On the days when my back really hurts, I don't do much more than just lie in my spot where I can see everybody. She's walking on 2 legs now. She's a bit unsteady with it, but she balances herself on people's legs and the furnitures. Look, nobody ever said it was a good way to walk, but she's just trying to fit in. She teeters around behind me. She steps on my tail and sends a big shoulder pain up my back. And now we're good friends, so I don't like to say this to her, but I do say, And then she falls on my back, and some days it wouldn't be so bad, but it's bad! And I snap at her! And the man swoops in and picks her up, and the woman swoops in and bolts her on the nose with her book. The whole day has changed. That night, after she goes to bed, the man and the woman sit at the table. "You didn't hurt her," says the man. "And you wouldn't want to," says the woman. "You could," says the man. Next morning, gather up my rug and my lead and my bowl. The woman says, Murphy's going away for a little while. Do you want to say goodbye? And she hides behind the woman's legs. And then we go to... It's the old fella's place. Everywhere you turn, you're knocking something over that smells like the old fella. Every nook and cranny you stick your nose in smells like the old fella. This flaming dog's worse than a hurricane, says the old fella. It's just until we can get things worked out, says the man. Murphy, you good for your grandpa? I'm not his flaming grandpa, says the old fella. Then it's just the old fella and me. I think we're both a bit confused. Well, Murphy, boy, let's see what's on telly, says the old fella. And he lowers himself into a seat. There's never anything on worth watching. Well, I find a spot near the old fella's feet. I can even see the door in case the man comes back. One very admirable thing I will say for the old fella, once he finds a spot to sit, he's in it for a good long time. Not everyone has the stamina. Who's this coot? Says the old fella. Can't make head or tail of this program. I think I fell asleep for a little bit in there. Well, a day or two later, we hear a knock at the door. And the old fella and me, we jump up just as fast as our knees will take us. They're all here. I nearly break my tail from the exertion. I sniff at the man and the woman to see where they've been for 2 days, and when I sniff at her, she jumps and yelps, and I jump too, and the woman picks her up. I didn't mean I wasn't. It's not that I wasn't. I wasn't. I think we've found someone who'll take an old dog, says the man. Are they going to look after him? Says the old fella. Yes, so, says the man. Well, maybe I better hang on to him until you find someone who'll really look after him, says the old fella. After they leave, the old fella says, look, Murphy boy, you don't want to go with just the first person who'll take you. I've been married twice and I could have been married a lot more. But I didn't want it. Well, every time they come around, she's bigger and stronger, and she walks like them, she talks like them, she picks things up and puts things down. I just watch from a distance. I don't want to scare her. She doesn't need me anymore. She sits on the floor with a book. I put myself down as low as I can. I used to be able to get low enough to get food from under any chair, even a cupboard. Now, not so much. But I remember when we were both on 4 legs, and we was eye to eye. And I crawl closer. She watches me, but she doesn't move. And I don't come too close, just near enough to communicate. But I know, I never. She reaches out and puts her hand on my head. Well, we love it when they come around. Their house is full of colour and noise and people everywhere. We just love it. But we do love it when they go home. You just got to make sure they go home before lunch, says the old fella. We can't be feeding everybody. A bit of cheese slides out of his sandwich onto the floor. Just get that for me, will you, Murphy boy? Well, sometimes she says to us, look at what I can do. And she puts her hands down on the floor, like properly, you know. And she puts her head down, sideways down there too. And she sort of turns up and over and kind of sideways, and she just lands so elegantly flat on her back, upside down, feet in the air, it's just stupendous. She's a very bright young lady, you know, says the old fella. Murphy boy, I know she's not really reading those books she shows you, but she has got them pretty well memorised. Well, the old fella sits in his spot, and I sit in my spot. And when you just watch her with amazement, I don't know how she does it. She's a genius. She can do anything.